What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Reality Kingdom, where we put the real in reality or whatever. Period.
Period, mama.
Period, mamas. I'm your host, Pharaoh. We're joined by our wonderful co-host, Lee. Damn, this shit pissing me off.
Don't let it piss you
Um,
off.
Lee, we just watched the finale of Love Is Blind. How was it giving?
I just have to start with saying this, Pharaoh.
Please.
We've been working on this podcast for some time, and the energy in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
it was really good, but I'm getting to a point where I feel kind of overwhelmed, and I just don't know. It's not you, it's me. It's me.
But the energy
I just
was
felt,
exactly what you said that you liked about
and
me.
I did like it. I did like it in the beginning. I just feel like, I can't move forward if there is no real love there. And I just feel like we don't have that connection.
Lee, you're actually sick.
No,
as-
Ramses is sick.
That was Ramses is sick. That was my favorite part of the finale. No shade, y'all. These finales are boring. I don't give a fuck about bitches.
Yeah,
going
this
up there
is this
saying
is
I do.
my
No, maybe
first.
it's because they both said I do.
Well, this is my first Love Is Blind
Yeah.
finale. I feel like I don't know. Maybe because like I'm not in love with the experiment all the way, like the format. I just can't really get emotionally invested in the wedding part. Because I do feel like it's too early, especially in the situation with Ashley and Tyler, which we'll talk about. A couple like Garrett and Taylor, I feel like they've completely made it work. Like, I don't think it's impossible that you can't find love with this experiment. Honestly, I just feel like for me watching, it's really hard for me to take some of these things serious. Like, I would 100% be that family member that's like, "Are you sure you want to marry somebody you just met? Like, what's happening?"
That's what Ramsey's family member told him, and he listened.
But you know what about the Ramsey situation starting off? Like, genuinely, she sort of saw it coming because there were a lot of inconsistencies in what he was saying throughout. And then she also didn't meet his family. Like the fact that he was saying that a lot of this came from him speaking with his family. He said his brother and then somebody's niece's uncle or something. What was it?
Yeah, we gonna get there, but yeah, let's get there. Let's get there because we really need to get into what the fuck they was talking about.
It was a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot. But yeah, overall, the finale was, to me, it was just like, I don't give a fuck about these bitches getting married. They don't love each other for real. I mean, maybe they do, but I don't care. But also, like, it would have been probably more interesting if someone said, I don't, or like, not I do. But we didn't get that. So for me,
But that's why I was saying, I saw this TikTok that was like, oh my God, the show is so exploitative because of that reasoning. Like, I feel like it's kind of becoming a thing where these men want to kind of like,
gotcha.
get to the experiment and then break their heart. Like I heard of a situation last season where apparently one of the men said I don't at the wedding, at the ceremony. And it's like, why get all the way to the ceremony to say no? Like that seems insane.
That was crazy. I agree. That's insane as fuck. I was literally telling Lee, I was like, imagine if Ramses would have went to the thing and said no there. Like, what the fuck? That would have pissed me the fuck off. But luckily he didn't. I hope we don't get that in the future. Like by now you should be able to like understand the experiment, understand not to get to the motherfucking wedding and say I don't.
I think that's the one good thing Ramses did. The fact that he did this, before he got all the way to the wedding, I kind of appreciate that.
Yeah. Okay. So this is what Ramsey said to Marissa. Ramsey said that he spoke with family about the previous marriage. He said his niece, it's like random family members. No shade. Not that a niece is random, but like what? He spoke to random family members about the marriage. And basically from the conversations, he learned that there was stuff from his relationship, his ex-wife, that he didn't know about, that he caused afterwards. He said that he's scared that this marriage will end up like it was with his ex-wife's marriage, and he will end up hurting her. And he doesn't want to hurt Marissa, so he's afraid.
I'm hurting.
He's afraid of hurting her, I'm an advocate for, if you feel like it's not going to work, cut it off. So I'm glad he cut it off, but I'm confused, and I feel like Marissa is also confused as to where this is like coming from.
It seemed like it came out of nowhere, and it's like I just feel like if one conversation with your family members could lead you to shutting this all down, then you really should have never came on the show. And I think
Yeah.
that's kind of like the issue. And I feel like this happens with like any reality television show. It just becomes kind of like watered down to what it actually was. Like I would imagine people in the early seasons were more invested in actually trying to find love. And I feel like a lot of these couples, they were just down for the ride. Like, were you actively working towards a marriage? Because honestly, the only two couples that were actively working towards one are the two that got married. Even
Yeah.
Tyler and all his little, skeletons in his closet. He was actively trying to work towards a marriage. So it's just, to me, I never thought Ramsey and Marissa was like actively doing that. Like I did feel like there were some things that were probably happening off camera that we didn't get to see. But like the vibes, I kind of agree with Ramsey that they were off. But in general, like to fully cut all of this off when you were so down to do it is insane. Like it completely
Hmm.
came out of nowhere. And I'm really curious as to what those conversations were that he had with his family. Like I wish she
Me
met his
too.
family. Like maybe the family would feel different if they met Marissa. Like I just feel like I don't know. Like I don't want to just say he's lying and he's bullshitting her, but it just feels so. It feels like he wasted her time. Like he wasted
Yeah.
her time. He wasted her experiment. And if you were not going to be at least able to get to say I do, then why the fuck did you come here?
Yeah, I agree. I feel like I don't know what was said. I wish we could see what was said or he explained it more because even Marissa was like, "You're like barely saying what the issue is. I'm not even understanding
Yeah,
that."
he was talking in circles and
What?
hypotheticals and shit. It's like
I,
I'm scared I'm not gonna be enough for you and like I just
yeah.
it's crazy. And like I felt like, and she kind of said it too, like I feel like you shouldn't be in this experiment. And I remember I kept saying throughout, like maybe if they were dating for a longer period of
Yeah.
time, they could make it work. Like I can definitely see how, you know, feeling like getting married can be overwhelming and things like that. But to go and say like, oh, her energy is overwhelming you and you're just not ready. Like he kind of brought her down while breaking up with her by saying things like that. And it's like,
Mhm.
how can you switch up that quickly?
Yeah. You were just all about my energy. But my theory is I feel like when he had his conversation with his family, they were bringing up things about his ex that he used to bring up, about her. And he's probably bringing up similar things about Marissa, like, oh, yeah, I feel like sometimes the vibe's off. He probably said some shit like that, like with his ex. Or sometimes, she feels this way about things. I feel like his family was probably like, that's the same shit you were saying about your ex wife. So if you're already saying similar things about Marissa, then maybe you need to reevaluate if you're going to be, healthily getting into this relationship. And that's probably why he felt all the things he says. Because the things he was saying, it felt like it's like the only reason that you could really be feeling this way is if you had experiences in the past where this fucked up. Because basically he's like, I'm scared I'm gonna fuck up. I'm scared I'm gonna make you feel this way. I'm afraid that you're gonna hate me and I'm gonna hurt you. And it's like all of that I feel like has to come from a past experience. That's anxiety. That's what I was
Yeah.
saying. He has relationship anxiety. Like he was definitely speaking from a place of he has a genuine internal fear of hurting her or not knowing that he's going to break it off with her or something's going to come up and he's not going to feel comfortable and he's going to want to leave and all of this other stuff that he may have done in the past is probably like he's worried about to happen in the future with her. And if that's the case, go to a therapist.
Yeah.
Go see a
And I feel
therapist
like if they were outside of this
about that.
experiment, they probably could unpack some of these things. Cause like when he said like, oh, love alone is not enough, it's like saying things like that, it leaves a lot to be desired of what you're saying. Like she can't pinpoint kind of what you're saying is the issue. And I was
Mhm,
sitting here like, well, what's the problem? Like, is it the military background? Is it the fact that she doesn't want to wear condoms? Like, what is his hesitation now? I'm
yeah,
like, because from what we've seen, the issues can be fixed, in my opinion, especially if y'all come to a
mhm,
compromise. But it also didn't seem like they were issues at the time. Like she said 2 days ago, they were picking the wedding song. They were signing
mhm,
marriage licenses. It's like every single day, even when they had disagreements, he was still down to move forward. And then
mhm.
now it's like all over. Like it honestly, it doesn't fully make sense. It really doesn't.
Yeah. And that's the issue. He probably just shouldn't have been down to move forward after those little things. It's like some things for some people are small and for others they're big. And I feel like for him, he is in a society where normally those things are small. So he understands that he probably shouldn't be making a big deal about it. But for him personally, internally, they're probably bigger than what they are. So he's battling between, within me, it kind of is big, but it doesn't make sense for it to be big. It's not really big in other relationships. Like, I feel like in the world that he's living in, why would you break up with someone for 1.5 kids 1 year earlier than you? Or why would you break up with someone and break it off with someone just because she had a military background? It's like these things for him probably don't make sense in the moment. But I feel like when he's sitting here pandering about it and he's thinking about marrying her, he's realizing, okay, these things are big for me. And I feel like that's the thing. It was kind of what Tim and Alex had. Like, the situation Tim and Alex broke up with, her falling asleep, taking a nap, whatever the fuck happened with his parents. It's like, for him internally, that's very big. For like the grand scheme of things, to a lot of people, that's something you can work on. That's something you can fix. And I feel like it really just comes down to, if the person themselves isn't in a place or a mindset to where they're able to move past little things, then you just have to cut it off, because they're gonna find something else small. That's what was happening. Tim was finding other small things with Alex. Oh, the dishes you didn't do the other day, remember that? Oh, this, remember that? And it's like, right now Ramses is good, but I could see in a future, he's like preventing something from happening. Because in the future, let's say 10 years from now, it's been so many different things politically, whatever, and there's a new political, issue that's happening, or there's a war going on, or there's some turmoil. If Marissa doesn't agree with it, I could see him bringing back up the fact that, oh, but you was still cool with the military people. And it's like, at that point, it's going to be like, why the fuck are you bringing that up? That was 10 years ago, but it was important. And even though it seemed small, it was more important than what it seemed to him. So he should still, like, argue for those to be something bigger than what he was trying to do. He was trying to, like, I don't know, lessen them. It was important, period. Yeah. You kept bringing it up. It was clearly important. Say that shit, and you got to leave. I think that's what it was. I really do.
I also think it definitely goes back to, we said a lot with them that things were not discussed in the pods that should have been discussed.
Yes.
Like, maybe she did not make the right decision in choosing Ramsey just from the very beginning, because it always gave like surface level in the beginning. And then they got deep, but it seems like as they got deeper, he started uncovering things that he didn't like about her. So it would have been best to have these conversations within the pods. But I also feel like Ramses wasn't serious about this. Like, I really don't think he was 100% serious or down to deal with this. I think Marissa was clearly falling in love, and she was willing to make compromises and do things to have a healthy relationship. And I just feel like Ramses was not all the way in. And that's why I still, like, you're a fucked up person, because like I said, you really wasted her time. Like, you should not have been in this experiment, because the things that he's worried about, you're not going to be able to resolve within like 4 fucking weeks. Like, however long this process is, it's not that long. So it's like, you should have been like, I feel like to do this, you have to be, I feel like, confident and just mature within yourself. And I think Taylor and Garrett exhibit that, which is why they're so successful. But if you're not, like, I feel like a whole or complete person, it's probably not the best experiment for you.
Yeah. You have to be completely understanding of exactly what you need, exactly what you want, exactly who you are. And you could tell from kind of like the beginning that Ramses wasn't, at that certain level with it. And I feel like the energy thing is so sad to me, because I remember thinking with Marissa, she had Ramses, who was kind of like more chill and he would even her out. And then she had Bodan, who was who was like at the same energy level. So for that to kind of be her two choices, and she chose Ramses to balance her out, and then he kind of threw the energy thing back in her face. It's like, damn, that's what you said you liked about me. That's something that, like, I was choosing between. And even with Marissa, I was like, she could either choose someone who has the same energy for her, if that's what she wants, or she could choose someone who can balance her out, if that's what she wants. And she chose the one to balance her out, because that's probably what she wants, probably what she needs. She kind of told him, like, I like that you were calmer. I like that you had a different energy level to me, because you balanced me out. But I think the issue is Ramses, that's not what Ramses needs. Ramses probably needs someone who's more on his energy level. And and everyone's not the same, but the type of person that Ramses is, when I'm thinking of other people I know similar to him, a lot of the times they do need someone who's also on that chill type of level, because they can get overwhelmed. And I felt like that's what was happening. That's why he was bringing it up, because it's like, he is very chill. He's not super overly concerned. Even when she was talking about the wedding plans, like, I was booking the DJ and I was booking da-da-da-da and da-da-da, and I felt like you didn't really do that. And he was like, I don't really care about that stuff. That means it's important for Ramses probably to find someone who also wouldn't care that much, which I think it can work. It can work where there's a relationship where there's a girl And he's dating her and he's with her, and she also isn't so concerned about it. Someone else can choose the music. I don't give a damn. And then that would probably work better for him. So that was the issue. He didn't really in the pods. He needs to do what he needs to do in the pods, and he didn't. So yeah, that's what led here. Very
Yeah.
unfortunate. She was
Yeah, I
crying
felt really
hard.
bad. Like, yeah, this was a really bad heartbreak. Like, she called her mom and she was bawling her eyes out to her. I heard like some behind the scenes tea that apparently the mama was talking to him over the phone and was trying to like make it work. You know, it's always so sad when the person is like, "Are you sure?" Like, she kept asking, "Are you sure? Like, is this really what you want to do? Like, is this how you feel?" And it's like, Marissa, girl, I just want her to be like, stand up and just leave him
Walk
be,
away. Let
because
him
he
go.
doesn't deserve the tears. He doesn't deserve it. That's how I always feel. Like, don't
Mhm,
break down over this person because they are just not worth it. Like, it's just
mhm,
unfortunate that she got her time wasted like this. Because I honestly, personally, I didn't expect her to be so heartbroken. Honestly, I don't know
mhm.
why. I felt like I always felt like they weren't gonna make it, and I thought it was mutual. It's
Okay.
shocking to see that she was way more into it, especially seeing her, you know, in tears like that. But I've seen
Mhm,
some TikTok. She seems to be over it now, and that's good.
mm.
But yeah, no, that's just a really shitty thing, especially to happen on TV. You have to like watch it back, like,
Yeah,
mm-mm.
yeah. It always seemed like he had different issues that might arise with her, but I thought it would be workoutable, but clearly not. And here we are. So they're over with. They're done. They broke up. She cried about it, told her parents, all of that. Very sad, very unfortunate. But I mean, hey, it might be a good thing because at the altar, I already felt like Ramsey was potentially gonna say no at the altar. So I'm glad he did it here. Like you said, like it's better he did it here than
Yeah, because if they would have
later.
got all the way to the altar, then I really would have been dragging his ass. Because no, you did not sit up there. Because that's just straight up embarrassing.
Yeah, that's fucked up. And for no fucking reason because you knew. So glad he didn't do that. I hope he finds somebody, I guess. I'm interested to see the reunion, I guess, to see what they have to say.
Yeah, they need to be asking him, Tyler, Steven too, the hard questions. Okay, I want to know what's the real tea. Steven, what are your kinks?
Please.
Ramses, do you have a job? Tyler, how many kids do you have exactly?
Exactly, please. I need to know. Child. So that's Ramses and Marissa. That's their story. We're gonna catch up with them on the reunion. Let's move on to the people who made it to the motherfucking wedding, baby.
Made it
Where
to
the
the
fuck are
altar,
they?
mama.
Ooh, maybe unfortunately. Oh,
Ashley and Tyler, child. Ashley and Tyler. No, you love them, girl. Y'all, Pharaoh was defending Ashley and Tyler down on the phone earlier. He is an Ashley and Tyler stan. He's a bird just like Ashley. They con together. You know, they say birds of a feather flock
call together.
together. Okay, okay.
So listen, I'm not a stan.
Mm.
It was very hard to watch this entire this entire episode with Ashley and Tyler. It was very difficult. Um, it was very difficult. It
It
was very
was. I
difficult.
mean, you was on the phone. Oh, I hope they stay married and have.
I did say that. I did say that, and I stand by that. I do personally, Pharaoh. I'm saying I'm fair. I'm saying it right now. I'm saying it right now, y'all. I hope that both of them live happily ever after.
Mm.
I do. I do. I hope they live happily ever after. I hope they have no troubles and no turmoil in their relationship. I'm rooting for the best thing that they could have personally. I what Tyler did, what Tyler is doing, what Tyler has done, what Tyler has
Allegedly.
did.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, I guess.
Wait,
Allegedly, I guess.
let's get into that real quick.
It's real bad.
Because if y'all don't know, Ashley had to let the girls know on TikTok, on Instagram, that y'all won't be talking shit about her castmate. Let me pull that
What
tea up
did she
real
say?
quick.
Her castmate. Girl, what did she
Her
say?
castmate, mind you. Her castmate. Oh my God. Let me pull it
Oh
up.
my god.
Cause she gonna stand by her man.
And I always had yeah, let's pull
So
it up.
someone got in Ashley comments, Instagram comments, and they said to her, "Girl, with all this stuff coming out about him with proof, I hope you don't disappoint me because that man is foul. A whole daddy. A broke one at that because he owes multiple women money."
Mhm. What'd she
And
say?
Ashley said, Ashley had this. Ashley said, Ashley Francis actually said, at Michaela, do you know him personally to spread such slander about my castmate? Regardless of the choice I make, I'll do whatever is best for me, the same way I assume you live your life. Food for thought. Before I go, beware of social media and the alleged unauthenticated proof you speak of. I pray that you'll attempt to lead with kindness moving forward. Ashley Williams said, girl, do you know him? Like, that's what fit me.
Do you know him? Is the question.
Do you know him?
It's very embarrassing. I had a theory, y'all. I had a theory, and I've heard it other places. I've had a theory that he maybe off camera or after their experience, whenever actually did kind of break down a little bit more of the information to Ashley. And that's why she's not as surprised. I don't know. Of course, none of us know. But I wouldn't be surprised if she actually got a little bit more of that information before it just came out now that it's airing. And I wouldn't be surprised if she kind of didn't care, that much. The way she didn't care when he said that he had kids randomly.
And
the way she didn't care when he said it was sperm donors.
I cannot stand by that. And that's why, I'm not going to sit up here. I'm praying on their downfall. I don't pray on anybody's downfall. But I just know this is not going to be a long-lasting relationship. She's setting herself up for failure. Like, I think that he has proven that he is willing to omit truths. And a man like this that you just met, only known for like damn near a month, and all of these skeletons are coming out of the closet. Like I said, where there's smoke, there's fire. There's a lot of truth to what people are saying. And if we rewind back to the episode, he told her these are sperm donor babies that do not even know what I look like. I have no connection with these children. There are now basically, there's a lot of evidence that, that's not the case. He has actively been in these children's lives. And not only that, the woman who's giving birth to these babies are not sperm donor babies. He had an active relationship with this woman and gave her 3 babies.
Yeah.
The natural way. Okay? Not insemination. This ain't Jane the Virgin. Okay? He was hunching on that lady.
He was hunching on that lady.
Mind you, he had a fiance at the time of doing all of that. So if all of these things are true, if even a percentage of these things are true, there's no way Ashley should even feel comfortable with this man. Now, if she, let's say, based off the show, she believed him. Because I will say, if you take out all of that, Tyler has been doing great. I don't have any complaints about Tyler. I feel like as a man, as a husband, outside of those things. But when you include all of that, you have to look at include all of it. So if I'm going based off the experiment, she didn't know all of the other shit. Boom. Okay, marry him. Once you get everything else, you see all the things that are coming out. The fact that you clapping back at people on Instagram, talking about some girl, do you know him? Don't be talking about my castmate like that, and whatever decision I choose to make. It's like, you look embarrassing. And at the end of the day, if he did this to one fiance, he fucked up 2 situationships.
Yeah,
his own fiance and
another fiance. They were also married or fiancés.
So it's like, what makes you think it's not going to happen to you? And then honestly, to me, I find it so weird that he always bringing up fucking kids. Because even in this episode with his bachelorettes, what they call bachelors. His men, he was like, they were like, what's next? He was like, baby making.
Yeah,
why is he so upset
making babies
with children? Is he gonna knock Ashley up and go on to the next lesbian couple that need a donor? I mean, I just feel like, Ashley, girl, I can't defend you no longer. My sister didn't burn too many bridges. If she wants to look like a clown on Netflix on high definition 1080p, I have to let her. But it's crazy. I just think her, like I said, her spirit should not allow her to stay with this man. There's too much shit that came out, and she gonna be a damn fool when he turned around to do the same shit to her.
I have to agree. I have to agree. Let me be a contrarian. Not even a contrarian, but to take it a step forward. Now that she has decided to be a bird, let's just put it point blank. Now that Ashley Look, y'all, because this is what I believe. We have to move forward. Keep moving forward. Okay, boom. Now that Ashley has decided to be a bird, I don't think her saying yes at the altar here is that bad. Like you said, from what he lied, whatever. We don't know how much she knew at that time when she actually said I do when they were filming a year ago. Now that she knows the shit, should be broken up 100%.
But
I
she
don't
defended
understand
in
how
the comments, show.
I don't, but she in the comments defended. So clearly she's probably not. We will see them at the reunion together. But boom, she's a bird. She's staying with him forever. She's moving forward. That is where I come in as the contrarian because
and y'all know Pharaoh love being the contrarian.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I do. So Tyler and Ashley, she doesn't give a fuck that he has kids. She doesn't give a damn. She don't care that he don't take care of them. She don't care that he ruined 2 different marriages. She don't give a damn. And in that world, she ain't shit either. So in the world where both of them ain't shit, right? Which is probably reality. I'm imagining them as Joker and Harley Quinn, or I'm imagining them as, like, literally, like they now become. Or if y'all seen You, Netflix on You, where he got with Love, where Joe got with Love, it's Joe and Love. It's like both of you niggas ain't shit. So now it might work. Like it might work. So in my mind, I do feel like there's a world where ain't shit ass niggas can find an ain't shit ass woman, and then it can finally work. Bonnie and Clyde. We have it all the time, y'all. I'm telling you. Like I do believe that. I do believe that. Like, yes, he was clearly a terrible person to all 3 of the women's lives he ruined. The married woman, the woman he fucked, and then the woman he was with and cheated on. All 3 of the kids. That's 6 people from what we know off the internet. So he's definitely ruined hella people's lives, and it's probably terrible to them. But I do feel like there is someone who can come in his life like Ashley, where maybe he'll be like, well, shit, I done ruined so many lives. I did my work. And we'll move forward. Now, I mean, I might be delusional. I don't give a damn. Ashley really don't care. That don't have nothing to do with me. That don't have nothing to do with. If her life get ruined, that's on her. That don't got shit to do with me. So I just feel like, look, if you want to be dumb, no shade. No, that's shade. If you want to be dumb and you want to stay with him and you want to move forward, then I'm just gonna hope and pray that he don't play you the way he played these other people, which he probably will, like Lee said, unfortunately. But unfortunately, like when you start talking it out, it's like, yeah, he probably will. But I do think there's a world, there is one multiverse out there, and hopefully it's this one for Ashley, where he does just stay loyal to her and they die old together. So good luck, girl.
And I feel like I definitely agree with you on that. Like,
good luck, girl.
She clearly
you better cheat on her, y'all. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's like, and that's the thing. It's like it's inevitable. It's inevitable. Like the way that situation took place with his ex-fiance and that lesbian couple that he basically ruined. Like this man is gonna cheat again, and it's like I just feel like I don't believe that it's gonna just be this happy relationship. Like once a cheater, always a cheater. He's probably just waiting. Like it's no shade. It's no shade. Like it's there's past. You can't just ignore the past. Period. If you ignore the past, then you'll never be able to move forward because he is capable of doing these things. And it's not like these things happened so long ago. These kids are not that grown. These are 3 children still in their goddamn toddling stage, damn near.
Yeah.
So it's like this is very recent history. It's not like he went to church and found God and removed himself from this shit. From the tea we've hearing, he was just with his family, told him he was going on TV, and now he's not claiming them on TV and never talking to them again. So if that's the life Ashley want to live, then girl, that's Ashley, and clearly she just is not ain't shit as him, and there's no shade.
You know what, Lee? I think I got Ashley figured the fuck out, and I think she's found the key to her happiness because she's already said she don't believe in divorce. She's not getting divorced. She's not leaving. Da 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 da. I genuinely believe that in Ashley's mind, every nigga ain't shit, and in Ashley's mind, even if he cheated after this, she's probably still staying with him. He could cheat her. He could literally probably cheat on her 50 million times, and she's probably always going to go back because I think she's trying to choose. I think in her, I don't know what to call this. I don't know if it's an insecurity or an issue, and I don't know this obviously, but I do believe in her heart she feels like she's going to work out anything with him that she needs to from this point on, and I could definitely see in the future, even if he dogs her out, her still trying to work it out and stay in the relationship because that's her form of happiness. I think in her mind, for us to have a happy relationship, I need to forgive and I need to get over it and we can move forward and I can do that every time. And I think in her mind, she's going to la, 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 like, It is what it is.
And I
Like, oh,
and I
okay.
see that
And it's
argument
like,
only
what?
because, when you look at some of these long lasting relationships, when they say they've been together for 60 years,
Yeah.
don't
They a lot of
believe
the
there
time.
was not no infidelity in them
Yep.
60 goddamn years. There's probably there could, and a lot of these relationships, there were some abuse, there
Mhm.
were crazy age gaps and
Yep.
power indifferences,
Yep.
and a lot of variables that will be seen as problematic today. So
Mhm.
I just feel like to go based off of those qualities,
Yeah.
it just wouldn't be right. And it also kind of just it opens a bigger conversation. Like, are you going to be able to find a man that's not going to cheat? Does
Yeah.
every man?
Is she right? Is she right? Is she like, I'm not gonna find a better man than Tyler. Tyler, him treating me right in this experiment
Mhm.
and probably still treating her right behind closed doors. Like, I think Tyler is the type of person, not even I think, the women who were involved in the scandals admitted Tyler was a great dad when he was being a dad. Tyler was a great husband when he was being a husband. We were rooting for Tyler when he went on the show. So clearly, Tyler is consistently good to the women when he's not cheating on the women.
Yeah.
And I think for Ashley, she's probably like, well, shit, that's better than most niggas. And it's like, that's very sad. I'm finna cry right
Yeah.
now.
But and that's the thing. I just don't feel like any woman should settle. Like, there is a man good enough that probably only cheats once every 20 years. Let me stop. But like, 'cause I don't want to just say every man cheats. I don't want to say that. I do
Yeah.
feel like majority of them do, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to say that there's no chance for happiness past that. So I
Mhm.
understand a woman's choice to be like, I want to work through this. But I just feel like being a man and seeing the other side of it, I'm always like, leave. Like, if my
Yeah.
sister's ever in a relationship with a man cheat, leave. Because that man gonna cheat
Mhm.
again. And he's just gonna find another way to do it and find a different way to do it and just do it again. And so I just feel like, should you last in a 60-year relationship
Mhm.
for the sake of what? Love or being together? Like,
But I think it's the
no.
sake of being with someone, and I think that's the issue. There's people in the world. I don't know if it's an issue. I don't know what to call it, because I don't think it's wrong to want someone, but I do think there's a lot of people who feel the intense need for companionship, and
Mhm.
sometimes I feel the intense. We're humans. I think we all do, really, and really we all do, and I feel like for women specifically, I think there's a understanding and a history to what men are like. And I think a lot of women are coming to the realization, or not even realization, they're settling for the fact that I'm not going to find a perfect man. I'm not going to find a man that's going to treat me right 100% of the time. So let me find someone who will treat me right 80% of the time,
And
like
I would
Tyler.
think that, because
And
that
that's the
gotta
issue.
be, there's definitely men out there that's gonna treat you right at least
100.
99.9.
Damn, we can't say 100.
It's not gonna get 100.
But
It's
that, but
never
that,
gonna
but that, it's hard to say 100, and that's the point. I think that's the point. It is even hard for us in this conversation, and we're not even girls. It's hard for us to even say confidently that there is a man out there who will 100%. I can't think of one off the top of the dome. Like, no shade.
Because every
Like,
time you feel like there's a perfect relationship, it's some scandals come out. Like,
it's
it's
something.
crazy. Like, one that come to mind, this is a random one, but you remember Tiana Taylor and Iman Shumpert?
Yeah.
Beautiful couple. All the drama that comes out after, it's just crazy. Like, the outside looking in, like, these couples are not as happy as you think there are.
Yeah.
And there's so many like secrets going under the shadows. And I just feel like you shouldn't stay in that. I feel like a lot of these older relationships, these women, they had to stay in it. I mean, especially if you're thinking about, y'all been together for 60-something years. I mean, that was a period of time where, as a woman, you couldn't vote or own your own property and do things like that. So you needed to stay with a husband. Like, you don't necessarily have to do that now. But I would hate to imagine that there's not a couple that could get together in 2024 and then last until 2069. You know what I mean? Like, that should be able to happen without any infidelity, without any abuse, without any, like, I just feel like that has to be able to happen, where both partners are able to abstain from cheating, abstain from these things that are just gonna, ruin a relationship. But I feel like we're in a time now where a lot of people are not thinking like that. Like, so
I agree. I think it's really this gonna be problematic to some people, no shade. But I do think I saw a theory on Twitter, and they were like that women provide what women need better than men provide what women need sometimes. And I do think that there's some truth to that. And I do feel like when I'm thinking about who's someone who can provide Ashley for what she needs without treating her crazy. Now, will women treat each other crazy? Will men treat everybody's going to treat everybody crazy? But I do feel like a lot of the things that people need in life, it comes from people you don't necessarily expect. There are times where I've had friends. I have a coworker, and she used to date men all the time. She thought they gave her what she needed, and then one time she was like, "Well, fuck, let me open my mind up. Let me try something new." And she's been with her girlfriend. Now they're married. They've been together for 10 plus years. And before that, she never would have even thought of, experimenting in that way. But it's like sometimes the people who can provide you what you need and treat you right and not do crazy are not the people you're looking for. And that's the thing. Ashley, are you always looking for the same type of person as Tyler? Not that she needs to look for women, but Tyler is, he's a black man. It's like, are you only ever going to do black men? And I understand that. Or are you only ever going to do this type of category? That type of stuff does limit your dating pool. That type of stuff does affect the fact of who you have as an option. And all power to people who only want to date within their race. I fully understand that. I get it. Ashley's eating that up. But there are times where it's like, if you're only dating within your race, a lot of people are going to be similar. A lot of people do have similar backgrounds, grew up in similar places. So it's like, if you feel like you always get an ancient nigga, and then I ask you, show me the last 3 niggas you dated, and they all light skins who fine with 3 kids, then I'm gonna be like, oh, why are you surprised?
Mhm.
They're and
you're
that's
basically saying you should expand your horizons, whether that's
Yeah.
different races, maybe different genders, if you're fluid like
Anything.
that. Because definitely, I can't expect people who are like who've been straight their whole lives to try something that's like outside of the ordinary. But I feel like definitely experiment probably with different races, because I definitely see what you're saying. Like,
or even just
within
personality.
the same circle of people, you're gonna meet people who are the same.
Yeah, even personality types. Because I know, like, for me, like, there's some niggas out there, I'm like, that's a lame ass nigga. I'm never gonna talk to that nigga. No shade. And it's like, that's not all the time am I not gonna find, someone who is in that category of person who I wouldn't like. Like, if Ashley personally likes people who like are chill, they're cool, they have a nice demeanor, maybe she needs to try someone who's more erratic, who's more excited, who has a more exciting demeanor. Like, there are different types of things that you could try out to try to find someone who's going to treat you right and not literally have 3 kids and a baby mama and an ex-fiance who he cheated on. No shade. Like, it's like, yes, Tyler had a lot of great qualities, but girl, there's 8 billion people in the world. Period. And I don't know. I just feel like sometimes it could also come from the fact of he's my type. He's perfect in this world that I'm living in. But it's like, girl, there's a whole nother world. There's 8 other worlds you probably haven't even experimented. Like, I don't know. So there's that. Try a nerd. Like what Ashley Williams said. Try a nerd. I don't know Ashley's life. I don't know what Ashley's is doing. But from my understanding of how people work, I'm wondering if she shows me her exes, will any of them be lame ass nerds? No shade. You might not want a lame ass nerd, and I get it. Or even a cool ass nerd. You might not want one. I get it. But there's still a horizon you can expand to try to find someone you could fall in love with that you wouldn't expect. Right. You know what I mean?
So, especially, because you don't want to settle. You really do not want to settle.
You don't. So anyways, they're married. Ooh! That sounds so They're literally married.
Ashley and Tyler Francis, child.
To this day. I'm wishing them the best. I guess. I guess. Because I don't need... I guess. Good luck, girl. Next.
I do want to talk about a little bit, because they had these quick little bachelor and bachelorette parties.
Oh, yes.
And I just feel like the difference in party is crazy, because these men got to have the basketball game. They were highlighted. They got to shoot the ball. It was like they were like little celebrities out there. And then the women, you rent out this little warehouse somewhere and decorate it for a slumber party. What's going on? They making friendship bracelets and shit.
It was a very stark difference. But I was telling Lee, I would have enjoyed the warehouse more. So a part of me, like, if I was the girl and I rewatched, I wouldn't have cared, because I would have probably enjoyed the warehouse way more. But I was even thinking they could have at least rented out a spa. They could have rented out like a resort.
A resort?
Something. Like, why are they just in a warehouse on the ground? What? With candles. Like, that was actually crazy. But hey, I guess the budget was running low by episode 12.
Yeah, I mean, that's Ashley and Tyler, though. I mean, it was a cute couple. I feel like their wedding was cute. He had a nice suit. She had a nice, cute dress.
Yeah.
The vows were pretty deep.
Yeah, they wrote their own vows. They were pretty deep. Tyler is scary, because the way he speaks and the things he says, it seems so sweet, and like almost as if he could do no wrong. And it's like he would probably charm the fuck out of me, especially if I knew him in person.
Oh, very much. You charmed through the goddamn screen.
I'm charmed through the screen. I'm charmed through the screen, but it's like in person. Because I hate to say that I'm a bird, but
are you a bird?
I might be, because in person, like if I'm really, because I gotta put my mind in different places. I gotta really put myself in Ashley's position. If I was standing in front of Tyler, and Tyler was reading me them vows, and he was talking to me, whispering sweet nothings in my ear, and he was doing everything right in my house, and then he told me he had 3 sperm donor kids, I'd be like, oh, okay, we could just pretend you don't have them. And it's no shame. Like, I'm dead ass. And low key, that's probably
you're evil.
That's probably what the fuck Ashley said.
So you ain't shit just like Ashley.
Probably. I'm not free from sin. We're all sinners, baby. I know that's right. You got to be realistic sometimes. Like, not all 1,000 people who watching this video, I cannot believe that not all of y'all would be birds. One of y'all is a bird. Be fucking for real. And it's not no shade. It's impossible. It's literally impossible that all millions of people who watch the show would have said no to Tyler as well. And Ashley's the only one in the world. Hell no.
She's definitely not.
Hell no. It's probably 50%. Honestly, it's probably 50+%.
But as I said earlier in the podcast, birds of a feather flock
together. Me and Ashley would be besties. Ashley, call me girl. Period. Yeah, maybe he could.
Oh, look at you breaking up. You broke.
Damn. Oh, that's what I get for saying crazy shit. Let me go.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The real lovers trying to do what lovers do. Ooh.
I didn't know what you was singing at first. Yes, the real lovers. We got real love, y'all. Garrett and Taylor from beginning to end. They've been in love with each other from the start, before he knew that she wasn't white, and to now that he knows that she isn't white. They're still together. So I love that for them. I hate you. I hate to say it. No, I don't hate to say it. The good thing about Garrett and Taylor is that there's not much to say, and there's not much to say because they're meant for each other. It's perfect. There's no problems I need to talk about. There's no issues. There's no notes, no corrections. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, I don't even know what they should be on the lookout for in the future, because one of the main things I feel like I was scared of, no shade, was like the whole parent thing with it.
Yeah.
But even this episode, when they were getting prepared and they were all speaking with their family, and Garrett was talking to his mom and his parents, like his mom started crying, and she was like here in the moment, and she seemed very excited and very supportive and very happy. And it's like, she'll get over it.
But you know what's also so fucking adorable? Taylor's parents and Garrett's parents got married on the 13th, and they're getting married on the 13th. It's meant to be. If it's meant to be,
then it'll be.
Everything's meant to be.
It's really meant to be.
Let me ride with me.
So Lee, here's my question. Because I think there's 9 couples still together from this show over 7 seasons. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised if Garrett and Taylor are still together.
Garrett and Taylor are going to be lovers for the rest of their life.
So this is the thing. Is the experiment bad? We got a marriage.
Here's my thoughts. I don't think the experiment is 100% flawed. That's how I'll say it. Mm-hmm. It's mainly flawed. It's like 90%. I don't think most people will be able to successfully end up in a marriage with this type of experiment with such a short time span. There's a reason why, if you watch Big Brother, they are locked in the house for months. They have no access to TV, their phones, no technology damn near other than what's in the house. You can't write, you can't read anything other than the Bible. Almost every successful showmance from that show is still together. They're married. They have children. There's like 5 couples with children right now from Big Brother that are still married or engaged. So it's like that time you spend with someone in an enclosed environment and really getting to know each other and living with each other and getting, to feel each other's energies and really combine as one, it's a strong connection. And I feel like they don't really have the time frame to really form that bond. However, if you have 2 people like Garrett and Taylor, who I feel like are both about their business, who are both very put together, who are both very intelligent, both IQ and EQ, I feel like they really understand each other. I think it will work. I just feel like most couples, it's just not. And if they even make it to the altar, like Ashley and Tyler, it's not going to work later down the line. I don't think that marriage won't get out of 2 years, and I will gag if they last longer than that, because that means Ashley's really just sitting there dealing with bullshit. No shade.
I think she might.
But Garrett and Taylor, I feel like they are going to last. I really feel like this is a couple that is going to fight for the marriage and work towards something. Like, it just feels like this entire experience, they've been working towards this moment, and I feel like no other couple was fully doing that.
I agree. And I really think they're going to last for a while. Of course, every marriage, every situation has their issues. They even had their little hiccup with the whole texting situation. There can be issues that arise, I feel like, for them, but they seem like people who will want to work it out. Like you said, they'll want to talk about it. They'll want to, like, organize themselves in a way to where they can resolve it. And I feel like that's what we saw here. I feel like I love the way they handled. I don't love the way they handled that text message situation, the issue itself, but the communication afterwards when Garrett refused to kind of not go to talk to her. I like that. We saw with Tim how he would like pack up and leave. And we saw like with other situations, they would start literally arguing like for days, or it would be the next day and they would still be sad, or, the situation, like they wouldn't be able to get past it, or it would be something more intense. I feel like for them, they were upset. Taylor voiced that she didn't want to speak about it. He kept fucking up, yes. But even afterwards, he spoke about it afterwards with her, and he was able to kind of clear it up in a way that she was able to understand without him leaving, without her getting up and walking away for forever, without her leaving the experiment. Like, there's probably situations where if another couple had that, the Taylor in the situation would have left the experiment. Would have been like, well, fuck it. I don't even want to do that. Or it would have been a bigger thing. So I do feel like they're going to, in the future, always try to figure it out before they just up and leave. And I feel like that's one of the main important things in a relationship. Really love that for them. Taylor looked gorgeous. He looks great. He looks amazing now with the hair and the new fits and the new stuff.
Yeah, and it's 100% confirmed that she did that. They posted TikToks together now. Like, it's official. Their social media official now. They're gonna be so cute at the reunion together. Like, hey, did you see how reunion fit? Oh, we should have brought those pictures up.
Some of them were ugly, low key, no shade. I saw them and a lot of them were ugly. So I was like, ooh, we should just talk about it at the reunion when we see them.
Right.
But yeah, I'm excited for the reunion for sure. I'm definitely excited for the reunion. Taylor and Garrett, they're just gonna say they're still together, 100%,
and in love and having no issues. Yeah, because like to piggyback off what you're saying, like they handled that text message situation, not perfectly, but I think it was very well for their relationship. And over the course of the pods and the honeymoon and the living together experience, they didn't have many issues. Like, and I think it's because they don't really cause friction for each other. Like, I do feel like they're kind of made for each other.
That's true.
So what do you think about the experiment? Do you think that because of them that it's 100% successful, or what?
Yeah, I think it's not 100% successful. I think there's some things they can do to enhance it. I do think the experiment itself is, clearly it can work. Clearly it can work. There's been couples it's worked for in the past, in the future, I feel like in the present. So I like that it can work. I feel like it's something that just needs to be enhanced. In my opinion, this show needs to be longer. They need to have more time, and there should be a therapist. There should be a what's it called? Relationship therapist. What are they called?
A marriage counselor?
Marriage couple counselor. A marriage counselor should be there there should be a stage for that, or they should be there throughout. Especially once they decide to propose to each other, they should be there throughout. So there's certain things they can do. So I feel like enhance the situation, because someone like Marissa and Ramses, if they had a counselor, maybe first of all, he wouldn't have anxiety, or maybe he could talk out his anxiety with her and maybe figure out a way for it to work, especially if they had a longer time. They have more time. If Ramsey and Marissa had more time and a couples therapist, I think they could have made it to the altar and said, I do. And it's like, if the goal is to get successful couples, then those are some things you can do to enhance it, to make people like understand certain things a little bit better. Or even the fact that Marissa chose Ramses and not Bowden. If there was more time in the pods, not that they would have figured out that they had differences, but the fact that Ramses took so long to figure out they had differences, hypothetically, that was only 11 days after the pods. If the pods was just 11 days longer, he probably would have been able to figure out, okay, wait, maybe the energy is a little bit too much for me. Maybe I'm getting overwhelmed. And she would have been able to realize, oh, okay, maybe lean more towards Bowden or someone else. So I do feel like they should just have more time.
Yeah.
And
I think time would change everything. Like, I definitely feel like, I said it before, like at least 3 months, like Big Brother, like at least 3 months, like 1 month in the pod, 1 month honeymoon / living together, 1 month living together / marriage, like the wedding day. Like,
yeah. Period. Any more thoughts on Taylor and Garrett? They're just so happy.
no, great couple, happy. I love seeing them say I do. It was a really cute
It was
moment
cute.
because this was the one couple I thought this entire time that was actually gonna do it. And now, like, seeing them on TikTok and in this relationship together, like, I think they're gonna make it. Like, I really feel like they're gonna be together for a while. So I'm excited.
I'm excited too. I'm so happy. I'm so excited for the reunion. Like, I'm usually not a big fan of reunions, no shade, but this one I'm a fan of. Like, well, I don't know if I'm a fan, but I'm excited. I want to know everybody's stuff, even back from what the fuck was their name? The girl and the boy who,
Brittany and Leo are gonna.
Brittany and Leo. I want to know that. I want to know that.
I'm excited to see, Steven get called out. Like, I want to, Steven, what are your kinks? And I really hope they ask good questions. Like, I heard in the streets that they don't be asking good questions on these reunions, and this is going to be our first Love is Blind reunion. So I want the tea to be asked. Like, Tyler, how many women have you slept with? How many babies do you have? How much money do you owe? Steven, what are your kinks? Do they involve men? Can I have your number? Things like that.
Stuff like that. You're eating.
Do you have a job?
Yes.
Do you like men?
Yes. Ask the right questions. I really hope they do, because it's gonna piss me off if they don't. Like, we need to get every single piece of information about Tyler and his baby mamas and his baby daddies and his stepkid.
Like, they need to pull up the screenshots in the interview,
literally,
and it
needs to get messy.
It needs to be a fucking Steve Wilkos, Jerry Springer, Maury type of situation. Like,
I agree.
Get the lie detector test.
Yep.
And
all
get
of
the
that
questions answered. Okay. Like, I'm curious.
Yeah. What's your issues with condoms? Do you hate contraception? Like, there's a lot of questions that need to be asked, for real. So yeah, I'm excited. We'll be back next week to discuss the reunion. Make sure you tune in with us next week. We will be here. Also, get into the other shit we're covering, because the show is about to end, but we have other shit we're covering. We are still covering The Challenge. We're still covering Survivor, and we will be getting into some other Netflix shows in the future. So keep your eyes peeled, baby. Keep your eyes peeled. Period.
Oh, what happened?
It's time to go. All right, y'all. Thank you for keeping it real with the kingdom, and we out. What the fuck? That was crazy.